Okay, how's it going, boys? We are here finally. We welcome to the Champions Fantasy Football League draft order reveal. So we got my not only co-host but co-league manager, Big Daddy D, the big friendly giant himself, Dave Diviak. How's it going, my friend?
Excellent, my friend. Excellent. Like I said, very excited about the league that we're starting up here, and we got some great guys. We're big football fans, and you know what? Tonight we're gonna have some fun, and really get our league off on a good start.
Oh man, I'm excited for it. Did you see? I threw some. I was trying to get some of the guys to do more. Let's see if they're going to text me and tell me whether or not they can't hear me. Oh, that's okay. Whipper McDinkle's Kevin. we said it's probably
right
Corey,
there.
but now it makes
Yeah, no,
a lot of sense.
makes a lot of sense. That's Kevin Dale right there.
Yeah. So some of the guys you'll see, some of you have your logos up there in the back of the Norseman. I think Ryan's team. The San Fran Gold Miners, which is I think what Dave's probably going to be calling his team this year. So
That's it.
If other guys had logos, we would have definitely thrown them up there. I didn't want to throw up just a discussing Green Bay logo, so like that's just nasty.
Yeah, I don't. Listen, we're not doing the cheese heads. Like I said, it's not about the cheese heads.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the XFL, right? We're not going to.
It's not the XFL, exactly.
uh,
No, but it's going to be a fun league. Like I said, great guys. Like it says, and the whole idea that we want to get across is to have fun.
Yeah.
Like it says, it's a league that's totally for the love of football. Well, if you want to take anything from the XFL was their motto for the love of football. And just a love to be together as brothers.
Couldn't agree more. So we are going to get to the reveal, but first, we have a 12-man league. So what we thought we'd do is just do a quick rundown of what we figure is probably going to be the top 12 guys that are going to go in this draft. Now, it's not just necessarily kind of what we figure. We actually went through some of the not FanDuel. Well, yeah, Fantasy Pros, DraftKings, those kind of people, and assign the top 12 based on what the general consensus was of what the top 12 picks are going to be. So some of them are a little bit shocking. Some of them are just like, hey, that makes sense. Others, I think we both agree. There's someone there you're thinking, really? Where's this guy? Anyway.
No, absolutely. I think gents, everybody's going to have some head scratching, like I said, when they see some of the names that are at least in the top 12.
Yeah, exactly. So grab your glass of water with yeast in it, and we'll get
let's do it.
We'll get jumping in. So number one, any big surprises here? You want to give me a drum roll? We all know who this guy is, right? Here we go.
It is the only Run CMC, number one.
Yeah,
like it says, whoever has the number one pick overall. If you do not take him, we will question your mental status.
Yeah, and we'll start finding a replacement because obviously
like I said, because you're not drafting Christian McCaffrey. The guy ran for over 1,000 yards, 1,387 running yards, 1,000 yards in receiving. My goodness, if there's a guy to build your team around, this is it. I mean no brainer.
I mean, to run for 1,000 yards, to receive for over 1,000 yards, just barely 1,005 yards receiving. Like, this is a running back.
Exactly. Like I said, many wide receivers aspire to that. Like I said, but this is a running back who did that. Like I said, just all makes him one of the best. Like I said, his Papa Ed must be really proud of his boy. I'll tell you.
Does he get better or worse with either Ron Rivera coming in to do the coaching or with the addition of some extra wideouts in Robbie Anderson? Does that affect his It has to affect his receiving a bit, right?
Oh, it will. Like I said, But at the same time, like I said, if it can open up you have a Robbie Anderson that they signed in free agency, it's going to open up even more. If Vern Rule and his offensive coordinator are intelligent, my goodness, you use Robbie Anderson to open up a weapon right here, and Carolina will have a great offense. Like I said, and you know what? Never underestimate Teddy Bridgewater. I think that was a fantastic signing to replace Newton.
I actually do too, and you know what? I thought about this, and I thought, well, okay, it's going to open it up. Here's the thing. You couldn't stack the box against McCaffrey anyway, because if you did, he just slipped out on a Y, cut back inside on a slant, and he was getting the ball. That's why he's got 1,000 yards. Yeah. So now you've got to cover the deep threat, Robbie Anderson, spreads out that field. I really like this pickup. I really think they're going to do well. Only 23 years old. So he's got the 25th worst schedule, so he does have a tough schedule, so that is one thing to keep in consider. But overall draft rank 1, the absolute worst we see him go, they think, is 5th. That's lunacy. This guy's going 1. He's going to be first in our league to probably me. I hope.
You hear that, Ryan, boys? Yeah, Adam's getting
sorry,
number one.
Matt Rule. Dale just reminded me I'm an idiot, and that Rivera went to Washington, and I already knew that. So, yeah, as offensive coordinator, Matt Rule, Ja Rule will be coming in there to utilize Christian McCaffrey. And no, I don't think Odell Beckham goes first overall, Ryan Boyce. I hope you do take him in the first round, though. Anyway, let's move on. Speaking of people that play for New York or used to play for New York, hey, it's going to be one of two guys, but the number 2 guy probably going off the board. You want to say it, Davey?
Absolutely, Saquon Barkley. This again I think is a no-brainer right here. So many benefits I think come this year from Saquon Barkley that's just going to make him the next best option to of course CMC himself, run CMC himself, and that's the fact that he's going to have a quarterback who's 1 year wiser than Daniel Jones.
Yep.
And I think that I love that kid. The kid has got he's got mental toughness, he's got ice water in his veins, and the offensive line has improved in due. So it's just going to open up Barkley even more. And again, new coach in New York, Joe Judge. And don't forget, Jason Garrett's the offensive coordinator now. And you know what, Sean Marshall, I know maybe you didn't like him in Dallas, but you know what, good offensive mind. He's gonna have a fun time with Barkley like he had with Elliott.
Any concerns about his health? I mean, there has to be some, right? Is he coming back full health? That's what he says. He's going to be good to go. He's going to be getting the football. I don't worry too much about Danny Dimes taking yardage away from him on a scramble. Yeah. He's going to get the football, but can he stand up to what they need him to do next season?
Well, my only thing is, and just refresh my memory, was it an Achilles injury that he had? It was an Achilles injury that he had, right?
Yeah, and an ankle.
And an ankle. And you see, like, I'll talk from personal experience. I severed my Achilles about 10, 12 years ago. And it took me 2 years to get it to where I don't feel any pain or nothing. So he might have the aches and pains, but you know what? Too tough of an hombre that he's going to let that go him down. It may slow him down a bit, but I can't see it affecting too much of his performance.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It had better not, because this is not a pass catching back. Can he do it? Yes, but only 91 receiving yards in 2018. Through 16 games, he was healthy all season. Only gets 52 last year. He does get receiving targets. He got 121 receiving targets. Out of 121 receiving targets, you only picked up 91 receptions for 721 yards. My apologies. So he can really catch the ball and work pretty well. But I think next year we see his targets be reduced so they can focus his health on rushing. But I still think he goes second overall.
Oh, he does go second overall, like I said, and the thing when you look at both him and CMC and him, CMC, like I said, he has power, but he also has the finesse. And I'm not going to say the finesse of Barry Sanders, but he can dart like Barry Sanders, Barry Sanders can. But mind you, there's only one Barry Sanders. But Saquon is more of a power back, and that's what they have to focus on him. He's a power back who will just bulldoze the offensive line.
Before we move on from Saquon, if Barry Sanders, link opens VLC. Oh. Well, let me see here. Someone tell Dave in the chat just to go to YouTube and look it up because everyone else is on. So, yeah, Barry Sanders is back in the NFL right now the way he is at his current age. Do you take Saquon or Barry? Dave, I think you take Barry.
Oh, absolutely take Barry. You know what? Like I said, I'm a diehard Niner fan, like I said, but I'm also a realist. And to this day, I mean, there's always the talk. Who was the better running back, Jim Brown or him? The way I look at it, they were both the best, but in the way they ran. Jim was all power. Barry was finesse.
Yeah, and we've had that battle in another league with the diehard Cleveland Brown fan. Myself personally would say Barry as well. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get to number 3 on the board. Do we got another running back here? Do we got a wide receiver? Who's it going to be? This is the general consensus for third off the board 2020.
Well, I look at Michael Thomas right here, and I think definitely you can go running back right here. But you know what? When you got the best wide receiver in the National Football League and a Hall of Famer quarterback throwing to him, this is the wide receiver you build your team around.
Absolutely.
Pure and simple. And it says, just look, its numbers speak for itself. 1,125 yards, 11.6 average catch per yard, 61%. For first time.
Actually, to correct you with the size here, I'll increase the size for you. That's 1,725 yards.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 11, 17?
Yeah. So, and this guy, there's no doubt this is where he belongs. This is where he deserves to go. I do have I guess I should say reservations, I guess, about Breeze next year. He is a Hall of Fame quarterback. I think he is determined to win. They do have a decent backup in Taysom Hill. They've also got a gunslinging Jameis Winston over there now.
They do, yeah.
So,
but you know what though? Yeah, I mean, we chuckle, and let's face it, he earned all the jokes that he got last year with the 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. He earned all of that.
yep.
And now where it is, like I said, supposedly he sees better now because he had LASIK eye surgery.
Oh, I
So
didn't
hopefully
know
that
that.
helps him out. Yeah, he had LASIK eye surgery in the off season. I
Oh,
just read that literally a couple of days ago, and he says he's actually seeing a lot better.
really? Wow,
So
seeing better than already Michael Thomas?
yeah, like well, the thing was though, it's just like maybe he couldn't see the color of the other team's jerseys. Who knows? Like it
Yeah.
says what happened in Tampa. Like, but you know what though? One thing, like if even if Breeze can't go, like we said, and there's a reservation. I mean, the guy's getting older. He's not getting any younger. He's coming back. He's going to play for Sean. He loves Sean. I mean, him and Sean Payton are brothers, man. Like it
Yeah.
says, and the best of friends. So he's going to play for him. But if Jameis can come in and you're playing under Drew Brees and a mind like Sean Payton, they'll turn this gunslinger around. Because one thing I love about Jameis, he's got guts to throw downfield.
Yeah, and you know what? In Michael Thomas's favor is if he needs a favor. Not only does he have the fourth best team schedule, but he also there's a threat in Alvin Kamara. But with Alvin Kamara battling through some injuries, not having a great year last year, then they could double team Michael Smith. They didn't have to put a spy or pull a free safety out of position to cover a sliding Kamara out of the backfield. So he was able to get 1,725 yards despite the Kamara threat being not neutralized, but definitely lessened. And next year we'll see he's back. So yeah, that's probably a great pick at third.
Yeah, very
All
true.
right. So let's move on. Number four out of the box. You're not surprised, or are you? Is it the guy you're thinking, or is it the guy that went deep into the playoffs last year? This is the consensus. It's a running back, and it is not really a surprise.
Not a surprise. I mean, what do you say about Zeke? I mean, he's big, he's strong, he's an absolute beast of a running back. But he also benefits too from probably the best offensive line in the National Football League. I mean, those are just
Yeah.
hogs right there
Yeah.
that he has in front of him right there. But nothing to take away from his talent. Nothing to take away from his talent. Like I said, but can you go lower? Probably you could. But like I said, if you're fourth and you want a power running back, because the key is like I've been taught, like I said, you taught me well, my bro. You want to run it back, like it says to anchor your fantasy team, and I mean next to the two guys, this is the guy to go with.
Yeah, you don't get much better than Zeke. Now I can't recall. Has he signed yet, or is there still a threat of a Zeke holdout?
No. He signed.
He did sign, right? Okay.
He did sign, yeah.
Right.
Stephen Jones, Jerry's boy, like I says, didn't sleep until he got him signed. So yeah. He's signed, ready to go.
So now really they're just working on Dak.
Yeah, well, that's the big thing is Dak. Yeah, the Red Rocket. No. Andy Dalton. I don't. If Stephen Jones was saying that he's going to sleep when Ezekiel wasn't signed, he better get Dak signed.
Look, if the Red Rocket's in the America's team jersey, that only benefits Ezekiel Elliott next year, as they will be feeding the beast every single ball that comes their way.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, oh my goodness, why is his name McCarthy? Yeah, that's right, the new coach.
Yeah.
I said, if it is Dalton, he's just going to be telling Andy Dalton all the time, yeah, you see number 21 there, you just give him the ball. If I see you throwing, you're benched.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
If you see someone open downfield running through grassy pastures with the sun on their face and no one else around, turn around and hand it off to Zeke. That's
exactly.
That's what you do.
Like I said, and Zeke will just run with it. And don't forget too, like I said, what's going to benefit too, if they bring Pollard more, Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard, yeah.
So Tony Pollard into the mix more. It's going to lighten his load so that you bring Tony Pollard in on third downs, and it just keep Zeke fresh even more.
And speaking of Pollard, who is, I mean, it's no secret he's not going to be in the top 12 today, but one of the best handcuffs, I think. I love his power out of the gate. I love his cuts. I just love he's capable of being a 3-down back himself, albeit a little bit inexperienced. I think if you're looking at getting that 1-2 punch handcuff combo, Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard, if you can get your hands on both, are pretty good. But you take Zeke here at fourth. someone's probably going to be looking to take Pollard as trade bait for you a little bit later on to get their guy back. You're not likely to get.
Oh, exactly. I can just see my boy Sean Marshall just salivating at a chance to get Ezekiel Elliott, being the big Cowboy fan that he is.
All right, let's go have a look at another running back. We are into what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick number 5. This one, I guess I wouldn't say it's a surprise, but because of some of the shifting in the NFL and some of the trades that went on, and it was like musical chairs there for a little bit. Maybe a little bit surprising at pick 5, maybe not. Derrick Henry. What do you think about Derrick Henry at 5th, Dave?
After the way he ended off last year, and the way he almost took the Titans to the Super Bowl, no surprise at all.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely none. I mean, the guy runs with power. He runs with finesse. He has made Ryan Tannehill a very good quarterback again. Let's face it. You ask Troy Aikman, what made him successful? He had Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
And like I said, and for Tannehill, like I said, this guy, like I said, made him successful. And Tannehill's a great quarterback too. Don't get me wrong. I love Ryan Tannehill. He's in the right situation. He had to get out of Miami.
Finally, right?
Yeah, he's in the right situation, totally for his talents. And to have this guy right here, no surprise at number 5. The way he ended, and you know what? He's only going to get better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's only going to get better.
Yeah, it doesn't get a whole lot of targets through the air. Only received 18 on 24 targets for 206 yards. But doesn't really need to get it done that way. 1,540 yards on the ground, 303 attempts, right?
Look at A.J. Brown. They have A.J. Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, why do you need it? Like I said, you have A.J. Brown. Like I said, that opens up the field for Derrick Henry even more.
And, I mean, put this in perspective. Michael Thomas with 9 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 16.
Yeah,
right?
He was a beast last year.
Just he's not touchdown dependent. He gets it done anyway, but he's going to give you. You're going to have your cake and eat it too with this guy. So, a great pick. I think the Titans are only building, and they're going to look great next year as well.
Yeah.
I love their scheme hasn't changed. Their line hasn't changed a whole lot. That's going to damage them. They got a good ranked 8th schedule. The worst they say this guy goes is 16. There's no way he falls out of the first round. I can't see it. Maybe.
No.
The best he goes is 2. Now, I thought that was fair. I think most people, you could see someone slip in there and say, hey, I'll take Derrick Henry over Saquon, over Zeke. I mean, last year, when everyone still was doubting the guy, there's no way you make that choice. But now, maybe you do.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, I wouldn't fault anybody if they had the soup pick and say, you know what, I kind of like Henry more. I'm not going to fault him.
Yep, absolutely. Now, this next guy, as we move on to, I think we're on number 6, correct? Yeah, we are. Number 6. We talked about this a little bit earlier, a bit of a shocker, and I kind of want to see the chat light up a little bit when they see this and tell me what they think of this pick. But, Dave, we'll get you to tell us what you think of this pick, too. So, at 6, from the Minnesota Vikings, Dalvin Cook.
I'm actually stunned that he's this high. And not to take away that he's not a talented running back. I mean, the numbers, 13 touchdowns. Am I reading that right? 1135. Yeah, 1,135 yards. But there's other running backs who, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, who can definitely come over. I mean, right now, Aaron Jones is one of them. I'll be honest with you. Aaron Jones is one that comes to mind. He can go this high.
I thought the same
he
thing.
Can go this. I said he can go this high. Dalvin Cook, I say, is number 10. I mean, great running back, but you know what? I mean, don't forget this year. They don't have Diggs,
right?
Because they traded him to Buffalo. They got Kirk Cousins as a quarterback, which
still a major problem there. I'm
still a major problem. Like I said, and for him, he needs a signal caller to direct him. And don't forget too, Stefanski, his offensive coordinator from last year, is now the head coach in Cleveland.
Yeah,
how's he going to react to a new offense?
And he's still got to fight for targets with a pretty good stable of wide receivers.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not going to pay Kirk Cousins all that money to have him just hand it off to Dalvin Cook. Now, can Dalvin Cook get it done? Obviously, he can. Like you said, with 250 attempts for 1,135 yards. They also used him in the passing game, 519 yards last year on 63 targets, made 53 receptions out of that. No receiving touchdowns, but they're finding creative ways to get him in there. But now that you've got Diggs going, Adam Thielen's going to want more targets. He was drastically low on targets last year. And as soon as you saw DeFilippo leave this team, I couldn't predict anything they've done offensively since then. Before that, I mean, it was great. They were marching downfield. They were using Thielen. They were getting the running game going as well. But now I have a giant question mark around Minnesota. And I love the way Mike Florio put it. He said, Minnesota is that team that's always hanging around the porch but can never
Yeah.
find the door. And it's so
Yeah.
it's so true, right?
Absolutely. Like I said, like they've had great talent, like I said, and they have great talent, but they just can't put it together. Like I said, and I think it starts from, first of all, the signal caller, and second of all, just the offensive. Like I said, he's had since DeFilippo left. I think it was Shermer. He had Shermer, and then Shermer became the New York went to New York to be head coach until last year,
Yep.
and now he had Stefanski the last couple of years, who was a good offensive mind,
Sure.
and now he has this one. So like it's going to be questionable still. Like I said, I don't think he goes this high. I say he can go anywhere between 10 and 15.
Yeah, I don't
But
see
you
him
know what?
actually going. I don't see him going sixth in the CFFL. I would be
No.
really shocked, especially considering this next guy coming up. Now, again, we talked about injury, so maybe this is the reason why he's slipped a little bit. But I can't see Dalvin Cook going before what we have, or what Fantasy Pros has ranked as number 7, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, that's a shocker right there. Yeah, Kamara had but you know what? Like I said, Kamara is going to come back healthy, and man, this guy's electric in my books. Like I said, he's
Yeah. Oh yeah.
absolutely electric. He's just playmaker persona. I mean, he's like just his speed. Like I says, everything his speed. Like I says, and he has a bit of power too. Oh yeah, he'll skyrocket from the 797 yards
So here's the
very
thing,
easily.
though. Here's where maybe it makes sense why he's as far low down as he is. For a while there, not so he won't be this year, but last year Kamara was in the the consideration for should he be top 6? Year before that, hey man, this guy should be considered in the top 3. I remember in one league we drafted, he went second. Thought that was a little bit crazy, but if you look at his rushing stats. The big talk of it was, well, he was a little bit injured last year. They didn't really utilize him that well. They were worried about saving him a little bit. He only played 14, but he played 14 games, 797 yards. But it wasn't like we saw a massive decrease, less than 100-yard decrease from 2018, and almost par with 2017. Like that, he's not a 1,000-yard rushing per season running back.
But
He just isn't.
But on the New Orleans Saints offense, he doesn't need to be.
That's true.
He doesn't need to be. Like I said, I mean, because you look at Peyton's offense, like I said, it is such a spread offense, and you got Drew Brees who just knows where his targets are all the time, and then having a Kamara to hand him the ball, and don't forget too, Kamara. I said, I mean, definitely his receiving stats were there, but he's actually not a bad receiving running back either, too. Pass catching running back.
Oh, absolutely.
So like
yeah.
you can use him in that scenario. In the New Orleans offense, he doesn't have to be in a 1,000-yard rusher. Not in that one. But he'd be a great pickup though for anybody in the CFFL.
Yeah, he picks up 533 yards last year, and I really always like with running backs, especially in fantasy, you're looking at in PPR format 97 targets for her running back over 14 games. Like that's that's fantastic. You can get cash in a lot of points. So I think personally going into next year, considering how Minnesota is poised versus how the Saints are poised, I take Kamara. Maybe I reverse this order. I can't see myself moving Kamara above Henry, Zeke, Saquon, any of those guys, but I definitely would before taking Dalvin Cook.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah. So moving on to number, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cook was 7. No, where are we at? That was 7.
I think we're on 8 now.
We're on 8. Okay, 8. 8. I really want your feedback on 8 because I'm out on this guy. Derek in our league, I think, is pretty high in this guy. In fact, I've always seen him take it. I'm not going to knock Derek. This guy's an amazing player. But what do you think about number 8, Tyreek Hill?
No, with the running backs that are still available, Tyreek Hill, I would between 10 and 20. And this is not taken away from his talent. I mean his the guy is just got his speed. He is a speed personified. He makes the defensive stretch. No doubt about it. But for a wide receiver, you wait till later in the first round.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't go high. You don't go high in a wide receiver, not unless it's Michael Thomas.
Mind you, he's got a great. He's in a great offensive, scheme. He got a great quarterback, so I understand why you want to utilize him here at 8. But I think there's better options.
Don't forget too. Like I said, like the KC offense is a lot like what the New Orleans offense. KC like the New Orleans offense. It's a spread offense, and don't forget too. Who does KC have this year? Is the young stud, like it says Clyde Edward-Helaire. So
right.
Tell me that Hilaire. Tell me that kid's not going to get like it says take some snaps away from. Tyreek will have a great year. Dynamite wide receiver, but a little too high for me for a wide receiver.
Yeah, 2016 saw him play 16 games with only 593 yards. Now that was alarming, but then 2017 he's over 1,000, over 1,100. 2018 1,479 yards, great. 2019 only plays 12 games, mind you, but puts up 860 yards. But yeah, they've got some young talent there to spread around. They've got to get McCole Hardman kind of involved a little bit more and get their young guys a little bit more. I see these guys maybe, and Sammy Watkins says, did he sign back with KC? He says he's coming back to KC and they want to bring him back.
They want to bring him back. I don't think he signed a contract yet, but they are working on bringing him back.
Yeah, they want to get the Lizard King back in there. So
exactly, so true. But yeah, no, Derek, if you want to take him, it just saves running backs for us. But
that's right. That's right. So,
but no, like I said, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was going to agree with you. Yeah. So we're going on to number 9. Number 9, and some of the guys in our league, namely Ryan and Cruz, are going to say, wow, I can't believe how far this guy's fallen. I would like to see if they feel that this is fair. But coming in at number 9, we have Devontae Adams.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think it's a good place for him to be. Like I said, I would like I said, it goes back to Dalvin Cook. I would put Dalvin Cook down to the bottom of 10 and just raise everybody up higher. This guy is solid. This guy is still young at 27 years old. Still got great legs. If Rodgers wants to be a good teammate this year, he'll make good use of him. Cruz, Cruz and Ryan, if you want him, if you're able to grab him, grab him. You can't go wrong with him.
I'm being reminded that I had forgot that Derek did trade Tyreek Hill, so his man crush may be not as strong as I once thought it was on him. I mean, he'll still draft Steven Gutskowski even after Gutskowski's dead, cold, and buried in the ground. But he.
Well, yeah, no, that's his kicker for life right there. Like it says, Derek Robson and Steven Gutskowski are joined at the hip when it comes to fantasy football.
And for tight
love
ends,
you, Derek, buddy. You know I do, bud.
Now that Gronkowski's coming back, you can guarantee he's on his radar too.
The Gronk.
He likes
exactly.
The Ouskies. Those players.
Yeah, exactly.
2019, Devontae Adams actually fairly impressive. Only played 12 games, short 4 games. Still just 3 yards short of 1,000 yard. So pretty good player. If you can get him at 9th, pretty good pickup.
Yeah, very good pickup.
All right, so let's move on to 10th. We've only got 3 players left here, guys, and then we're gonna get on to what you're here for, which is the reveal. So coming in. Next is Joe Mixon. So obviously the question mark with Joe Mixon, you're looking at the 2019 stats. He played 16 games, and he's an over 1,000-yard rusher. It's not, he married a ski. That's what Derek Robson's saying. His wife's last name has got ski. I love it. I love it. But yeah, 1,137 yards. But there was just this feeling that Joe Mixon is a talented running back on a terrible O-line. And, there's that team is abysmal. Now, they got better in free agency. Right, they get a quarterback. They've got Green coming back. I love the receiver core with Boyd and Green and what's that other young guy they got there?
Auden Tate.
Auden Tate, thank you. I really love Auden Tate. And they've picked up some pieces of the puzzle. They did bring in. I think they brought in some O-linemen in the draft. They
did. Later in the draft, they did draft O-linemen, yeah.
Right. So what do you think about him moving forward, sitting here at 10th?
It all depends with Mixon. Like I said, I agree on his talent. His numbers speak for himself. 1,137 yards. His receiving stats 287, which is totally fine. Like I said, for the weapons Joe Burrow's going to have over there, that's totally fine. And that's if Zach Taylor sticks to that, but the key is going to be the O-line again for him. Like I said, like it is with every running back. If these young guys that they drafted later on in the draft. In the later rounds, if they can come together and provide him some openings, he'll have a great year. And I mean, he's still going to be a solid pickup. Don't get me wrong, still going to be a solid pickup.
Yeah.
But that's my only concern is, but talented running back, and yeah, definitely pick him up at 9. I can't argue not picking him up at 9.
Yeah, Fantasy Pros have got him at 5th as the best case scenario. There's no way he goes at 5th. That would put him above Derrick Henry. You would have to, or you drop like a Michael Thomas out of the top. There's no way he goes 5th. But the best at 5th, worst at 23rd. So if you can get him at 9. you're looking pretty good. His ADP is 12, though. Obviously, average draft position at 12. So moving on to this next guy, similar situation, another guy with a ton of talent. Questions about the O-line, question about team management. Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, I love this guy. One of our brothers in another league absolutely adores him because he's a big Cleveland Browns fan. Kevin had him last year, and I believe Kevin had him. He's had him for like 2 years. I think I remember in our other league.
Yep, in Flab.
And like I said, and Chubb, oh my goodness, like I said, 1494. The old line has definitely gotten bigger. There's an old lineman, and his name is failing me. But they signed a free agent tackle who's
we think it was Alex Taylor.
I think it was Alex Taylor. Like I said, I believe that's the guy who was solid offensive lineman. They basically Andrew Thomas was a solid pickup in the draft. Could have got him later in the draft. I think they could have traded down and got him in the draft later. But they did address the offensive line. Kevin Stefanski, good offensive mind. As long as the Haslams let their people do their thing. I mean, they got some smart people running the show now. I mean, Paul DePodesta, the former baseball GM. But he was brought in totally for his Moneyball.
Absolutely, yeah.
For his Moneyball statistics. And so, like I said, let him do it and let Kevin Stefanski run the show.
And you know what? He's a safe play as far as just bulk of work, right? And target share, 16 games. Just too shy of 300 attempts. Like, this team wants to run the ball. Puts up almost 1,500 yards. Little loose. Well, not too bad on 300 attempts, 3 fumbles. Depends on, I can't remember the results of those fumbles, if they turned any games for them. 8 touchdowns, though. Yeah, he's a solid running back. I have no problem with him going here at what I believe is 11th. I have no problem with him going here at 11th. Now, that being said, we'll show you the picture. We're not going through all the top 24. We're just going through the top 12. But from 13 to 24, we're just going to put the guys up in a single picture, and you'll have an opportunity, everyone, to see who was left out of the top 12. And once you see that, maybe we'll just double back and tell me if you think there's anybody that should be here before Nick Chubb. But a great running back in a scheme that gives him a lot of touches and a lot of opportunities, and I think they're going to continue to do so. As you look at their receiver core, Jarvis Landry standing out there, getting a lot of balls, but I think he's a safe play.
Yeah, he is a very safe play. Anybody who drafts him, they'll be solid.
Yeah, Cruz, some of the guys saying, okay, Kareem Hunt, maybe you get Kareem Hunt in there instead. But we'll see. We'll see where he falls. Okay, so last one, top 12. We don't know if this is not what we're saying the CFFL will take. This is what Fantasy Pros figures will go in general. So this is the last one. Who sneaks in there? Is it going to be a wide receiver? Is it going to be a running back? What have we not seen at all so far, though, Dave? In the top 12.
We haven't seen tight end.
We haven't seen a tight end. No George Kittle.
We haven't seen a tight end.
Kelsey,
exactly.
No. And is there going to be one? Let's find out right now. Number 12. No tight end.
No, it's not.
Julio Jones. Jones.
You know what? I've had him for 2 years. I love this guy. The big thing for Julio Jones is I think Dan Quinn has no clue how to use him.
I would totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, last year, why this guy did not get the ball more? Why did somebody tell Matty Ryan in the years, okay, you see number 11, he's open, throw to the man, throw to the man. And you know what? I will not complain if anybody takes him at 12. I wouldn't complain. This guy's so good. But the key is, will Atlanta use him? They misused him totally bad last year. His number should have been far bigger. He could have been over 2,000 yards.
Yeah,
I think he could have been a 2,000-yard passer easily.
Yeah, so last year, he's got 1,300, and I believe that says is a little bit small for me. I think we got 1,300. I'm going to just do 1,394 yards on 157 targets, 99 actual receptions. So they're still utilizing it. And here's the thing about Julio Jones, as everyone has said, the old, beaten dead horse on this guy is he's not touchdown dependent. He could get no touchdowns and still put up good fantasy points for you. But at 31 years old, is that still the case?
Well, yeah, no. I mean, let's face it. In football, he probably will decrease.
Yeah,
and even if he goes on to 50, he may go down to 15. He may go to the later teens. But if you get him anywhere between 12 and 20, I mean, he's still a safe bet. But yeah, is the age going to catch up on him? Yes, it will. Like I said, there's no question about it. And it's just a sad state with being sinful mankind.
Yeah, he's got a great schedule next year. He's going from 8th to 24th, being the worst. His ADP at 11. So they've got his ADP up higher than Joe Mixon's, although they've got him drafting lower than Joe Mixon. And obviously that's simply because Mixon's a running back. And at this point in time, you got to get in those top 12s. Guys are clamoring for that, the anchor running back that they're going to have all year. So that is your top 12. So let's just have a quick look at the final 13 through 24. There's some interesting names on this list, beginning with the first thing you notice, how far from grace has DeAndre Hopkins fallen going over to Arizona. Now, some people would have said, no. Like, that should elevate him. But they put him as a wide receiver 5 now, pushing him down the board to 13th overall. What do you think about that?
Shouldn't have pushed him down that much.
It's
no.
a big step.
That's a huge step. I mean, is Kyler still an enigma? Sure he is. I mean, he's a young guy. But DeAndre Hopkins and him are going to have a field day together, I think, next year. Because, don't forget, too, there's Kenyon Drake, who's going to be a full year with them, which is also on that list there, which I'll be honest with you, and guys make fun of me freely. I would even put him in the top 12 because he had such a good year. His numbers were fantastic last year. Okay, maybe not 12, but definitely higher than what he is right now, because with that, the type of weapons they have there, and don't forget, old man Fitzy's still there, and he can still catch, he can still play.
I think he actually gets better. Fitzgerald gets better now.
Now that he's got a running mate on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what too? Like George Kittle, Travis Kelce, why are they not up in the top 12?
The only thing with George
Kittle right here. Kittle right here, boys.
Kittle, I gotta say, they. At the end of the season last year, they didn't utilize him as much, but we all know he had some rib injuries. They're trying to reduce him. They don't want to have any long-term damage there. But then next year as well, they've got Debo. They've brought in Brandon Ayuk. They've got Jalen Hurd coming back, who's just like a ridiculous monster. I think he's 6'3", 220-something pound wide receiver with speed and hands, and we still haven't even seen what that kid can do. So whether or not maybe he just gets those gritty touches. Maybe that's why he's fallen as far as he has. I do notice on this list, though, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans both out of the top 12. Mike Evans dropping all the way to 20th. Chris Godwin in 14th. And both of those guys with Tom Brady throwing the ball now. That seems a little odd to me.
Of course it does. I mean, it's Tom Brady. He's turning 43 years old. But you know what? The man can still throw an arm. I mean, what he doesn't have probably anymore in physical attributes, he has in smarts. I mean, the man won 6 Super Bowls for a reason, because he knows what he's just his intellect on the football field is second to none. So, and now he has Mike Evans, he's going to have Chris Godwin to throw to. And don't forget, hey, Gronk is back
and
now.
Gronk, and they've got a great offensive lineman. They've always given Jameis Winston time to throw the ball. Winston not a huge scrambler, but that guy's a bomber, and he was when he was with Tampa Bay, whipping the ball downfield for a little over 5,000. Unbelievable. So I think that Brady's going to be able to find the time and space he needs to get these guys the ball. I actually predict Mike Evans a bit of a resurge. I can't believe they're as far apart as they are, and I also can't believe that they're as low as they are. But maybe the big reason here is because nobody knows which one of these guys is the premier key in this passing offense with everybody they got to fight for targets with.
Well, don't forget too. Like, I mean, somebody brought it out in an article that I read the other day. I mean, Bruce Arians can say, "Yeah, this is my offense," but you know what? When you have the greatest of all time, you have number TB12. Now let's face it, Tom Brady is going to run his offense. It's like Peyton Manning. Like I said, when he had Tom Moore says, "You don't tell Peyton Manning what play to run. Just tell him, give him a suggestion."
You suggest, and you wonder if he's going to make you look good, and he's going to renew your contract for you.
Exactly. Like like Tom Brady renews Bruce Arians' contract. So yeah, Tom Brady's going to make the calls on who he's going to have wide open.
Now, something else I see here: Aaron Jones, shocked he's so low. I think Josh Jacobs and Kenny Golladay right in about where they should probably
young
be.
Guys. Like I said, who will only get better, and I think in future fantasy years they're just going to go up higher.
Yeah, and Kenyon Drake, I agree. Ryan says not Ryan, but Cruz Mulligan says Kenyon Drake would be a steal at 21. I agree.
Oh, total steal.
Yeah.
I mean, this was one of the guys who truly got reborn when he left the doldrums of Miami and came to Arizona. I mean, with all that young talent right there, I mean, the only thing for Arizona is defense, and drafting Isaiah Simmons, like it says, was a start in making that defense really good.
That's right.
As long as the defense can hold up, I said, boy, that offense is going to be fun to watch.
And I think Miles Sanders here, I know, he's coming into a full year 2 here. I think he's a bit high for me. Now, does that mean, Miles Sanders, I think, should be dropped excessively? No, I don't. I just don't have a whole lot of confidence in the Philadelphia run game just now. I think at this particular position, if I could nail down exactly who was going to be the lead back in San Francisco, I would take them over Miles Sanders at this point in time, only because I know how much they're going to run the ball and with what kind of success Shanahan's offense can do it. I don't know if I like Miles Sanders right next to Kenyon Drake. I think, however, Kenyon Drake should be above Josh Jacobs for that matter.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? I'm giving away maybe how I feel a little bit. Guys in the league are probably all going to feel a little bit different.
And everybody has got, has a right to feel exactly how they do. Everybody values players differently. I mean, that's the fun thing about it. That's the fun thing about fantasy football. Like it says, is everybody views differently. But I mean, some great. Kitts. I'm partial. Like it says, I just love the guy. He's my favorite player in the National Football League right now. He should definitely be higher. Mike Evans will be higher. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, I do not understand. Anybody gets him at 13. Do handstands, do cartwheels.
Absolutely,
you got gold there.
And obviously, there's a few tight ends left out of here. Travis Kelce in the top 24.
What do you
George
say about
Kittle,
him? Super Bowl champion.
Absolutely, and then George Kittle, NFC champion, Super Bowl runner-up. Mark Andrews, they kind of didn't get done what they really wanted to get done there. There's no doubt, but we didn't see the likes in this top grouping of like Amari Hooper or not Amari, Austin Hooper. There's a lot of other tight ends that that really stood out last year as solid players. The Walrus, Darren Waller.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, Denny Waller's still going to be a great tight end, like I said, and Hooper, like I said, Austin Hooper, like I said, he's gone to Cleveland to the dog pound, and which will open up Nick Chubb even more.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, which will makes Nick Chubb value go even more higher.
So what do you say, Dave? You want to get to this reveal and find out who's drafting where?
Yes, I think the guys have had enough of us. They want to see results now.
So here we are. I'm going to bring the old wheel of names. So you guys were wondering if it was going to be fixed, and now you can tell that it is not going to be.
We're an open book, boys. We're an open book.
I want to see if I can do. Hold on. Do this, and if it'll let me go like. Whoop. Hold on a second. I want to see if I can minimize it so I can see what the guys say as we're doing this. So let me do one of those. And then bring in the.
Nobody's talking on the group chat. I don't know. Everybody's talking to you. I want to hear some ideas too, boys.
They're all talking in YouTube. So I guess I can't mess around with how I've set it up or I'm going to break it. So that's okay. I won't be able to see them on YouTube anymore. That's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll the wheel of your football fortune. And as the name comes up, we will delete it from the wheel and we will continue to spin again. And then you'll take a moment and I'll actually add the names as we roll them and, in this little box beside us so you guys can get to see if you were tuning in and we're, a few picks in, you'll get to see who was first, second, third, et cetera, et cetera. So are you ready, Dave?
Let's rock. My friend.
Okay. All right, let's do this. Spin number 1 for the 2020 CFFL first overall. You're getting Christian McCaffrey. Congratulations is...
Let's see who gets CMC.
Come on. No, I went too far. Oh, it's Sean.
Oh, Marshall gets him. Oh, no.
It's Scott. Sean doesn't...
Oh, it's Sean, buddy. You missed it just like literally as that much you missed getting CMC.
Oh. Never mind that spin. This spin does not count. I want to stress, sorry, Derek, that spin does not count. I did not take Scott out. So, never mind that. So, I am going to take Scott out. Okay, Scott is out of the wheel.
Scotty, you just got magic, my friend.
Scotty just won the jackpot, so we're going to throw...
You won the jackpot to have run CMC as your first player.
We're going to throw Scott up here as number 1, okay? There we go.
Congratulations, Scott, buddy.
Congratulations, Scott Hopper. First overall pick in the brand new league. We'll move this guy down here like this. Oh, whoops.
Sean, buddy, I feel like I said.
I thought he had it.
Oh, I thought he had CMC, buddy. Scotty, I'm happy for you, but I really am. But
All right.
Almost there, Sean, buddy. Let's do number 2.
Number 2. Here we go. Cruz is gonna get it. Cruz second overall. There wins the Saquon Barkley sweepstakes. Cruz. All right. Wonder if he's happy about that, or I know some guys they like to drop down. You know what I mean? And they want to say, "Hey, I just want to go last, so I get the 2 picks." So let me go.
Ladies says no. Cruz can't go wrong with the pick you're gonna have there, buddy.
You think Cruz takes Saquon?
He should.
He's going to take Aaron Jones. He's going to take Aaron.
Yeah, he's going to take Aaron Jones. These Pack fans, these cheeseheads. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 3. At what point in time do you want to see your name slip, Dave, if you don't get in within the top what? Do you want to see it go down ever for the double pick? Or don't matter?
I'm happy. I'm happy anywhere between 12.
Here we go.
I'll be honest with you. I'm happy anywhere between the top 12. Whatever number I get, I'm thrilled with. So many good players you can build around.
So we've got Scott out. We've got Cruz out. Here we go. Third overall.
Cruz, I love you, buddy. The affection is called cheeseheads. Lots of love for the Cruz, Meister.
Third is going to be Corey.
Papa! Papa gets number 3.
Son like father. Papa gets number 3. Big Corey, the Atlanta Falcons fan, getting third overall.
Julio Jones does not get drafted at 3, Corey.
And probably takes for himself, I'm guessing, an Ezekiel Elliott. It's all, who knows? It's all part and parcel to their opinions. But number 3, Corey. Corey gets the 3rd overall pick in the 2020
Congrats,
CFFL.
Corey, buddy. And congrats, Cruz, on number 2, but I didn't mention it earlier.
All right, here we go. This is not working out in my favor so far. Okay, I got to get 4th. I want to get one of these big running backs. Here we go. 4th overall pick.
You're gonna get him.
Yeah.
You're gonna get him, bud. You got him.
Adam.
You got him.
I'm gonna get a running back.
4.
Adam's getting a running back. Thank you. How old is Derrick Henry? Or Michael Thomas for that matter. I can't take. Yeah, maybe we'll see. So anyway, Adam gets myself. I get the 4th overall pick. I'm going to throw that up on the board.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you. I'm happy about that. I was going to say, to answer my own question, if I slip much past 4 or 5, I kind of want to slip, down to that end. Because it is going to be a snake
like I said,
draft,
if I slip, I'm like I said, if it wasn't a top 5, I'm the same way. I said, I'll go to 12. I have no issue with that.
Yeah, so 4th place, Adam. I can hear guys making comments, but I can't see them. It'd be funny to look back later. Okay, here we go. 5th overall pick. Have I removed Adam?
Hurlifson is saying rigged.
I literally couldn't rig it if I wanted.
Yeah, like I said.
I would have rigged it a lot better than 4th, believe me. Here we go.
He would have taken McCaffrey there, Dave.
Yeah. So 5th overall pick, 2020 CFFL inaugural draft goes to... Looks like Ryan Boyce. Congratulations, Ryan.
Boyce.
5th overall pick.
That's awesome. Congrats, Ryan.
That's good. That's good.
Whose team is Ryan a fan of again? I forgot.
Ryan's a Cheesehead fan.
Oh, he's a Cheesehead too,
yes,
eh?
He is, yeah. He sat on my couch and watched his team get exited right out of the playoffs last year. It was fantastic.
Yes, he'll go again.
Here we go. So coming in at number 5, Ryan Boyce. Congratulations, man. I think he wanted to pick lower, and I should state that you can trade these picks. That's perfectly fine. But you can trade picks in this league, as you guys know. You can trade your pick order, whatever you like. It just always has to be even. So, if you're trading your first-round pick this year and you're trading it to someone, let's say you're going, I'll give you a first and a third, I'll give you a second and a third. You can't say, I'll give you my second and my third for your first. It'd have to be my second, my third for your first, and like a 15th or whatever. It has to be 2 for 2 for picks. Okay?
Yeah.
So, number 6. Here we go. Number 6.
I may get 12 after all.
You might just.
I may get 12 after all.
And going to be Eric Weiss.
Eric Weiss. Congrats, Eric. Number 6.
Sitting right in the center at number 6. He's probably thinking, that is gross. I don't know. It depends on what your game plan is here. So, I'll throw that up on the board here. Congratulations to Eric.
Beautiful.
Oh, let me see. 6. Eric. All right. Getting near the end. Okay, second half. So this is where guys start going, no whammy, no whammy. Don't pick my name. Now I want to slide. I want to slide to 12.
Yeah, exactly.
For the
The farther
most
you
part.
slide, the better. Honestly, the farther you slide, the better for you.
At this point, it might be. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
It all depends on perspective.
Exactly. It's
I don't
perspective,
always
totally.
subscribe to that, but we'll see. At this point, I probably would, though. All right, here we go. 7th overall pick. And it's going to push to Derek.
It's going to be Mr. Derek.
Derek Robson. D-Rocks himself.
D-Rock himself. You got Derek, buddy. Does he take Tyreek Hill or does he trade him again? You know?
I think he just might be taking Tyreek Hill. That kind of worked out perfectly for him. We'll see. All right, let's get Derek up on the board. Congratulations, Derek, 7th overall pick in the first.
Yeah, he just went on the chat here, going from second to last. No, he didn't, buddy. You got 7th. Congrats, buddy. Like I says, Derek's a good drafter. He'll draft a good team.
Yes, he will. Oh, yeah, he's always a competitor. I've played with him
he's
in
always
football leagues for a very long time, and he'll make good use of this pick, I'm sure. So.
Oh, yeah, he will.
All right, Derek. Derek at 6th.
Yeah, it should be number
7th. Whoops, it should be number 7, shouldn't it? Let me fix that. I got this. Just got to remind myself what comes after 6 there. Okay. Derek, number 7. Here we go. All right, number 8. 8th overall. Here we go. Only 5 guys left. And it's going to fall to Sean, who
Sean, buddy,
almost
he's got number 8.
Who
almost would have went first on 8, but you know what? Good place to be.
He was probably like, whoa, I won the lottery! And then nothing.
So close.
It was so close. I thought he had him for sure. I thought he had it.
I thought he did too. Like I said, it just happened to go right in Scott's name. Like, my goodness, you know.
I love the drama, though. So this is number 8, correct?
Yes.
8 is Sean. All right.
Yeah, he says, hope I'm next.
Oh, did he? He wanted it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he says, hope I'm next.
Then congratulations, Sean, because I was going to say, I won't offer you congratulations in case you hate that. All right.
No. Like I said, you got number 8.
4 guys
Congrats
left.
there, Sean, buddy.
Both Dave's on the board, Steve on the board, Kevin still waiting around.
Yeah, Hurlison and I are battling for last spot. We're battling for 12, buddy. You and me, Dave. We're battling for 12.
Give her a spin. You got decent odds now. And it's going to be Dave Diviak, who doesn't get his 12.
Number 9.
Number 9.
That's fine. I'm happy with that.
Congrats, Dave. You'll make good use of that. I'm not worried about you at all. All right.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, so let's bring this up, and we'll get big Davey Diviak at number 9 in the first draft. Dave
Perfect.
D. All right, 3 guys left. The sweepstakes have been reversed. Who gets 12th pick? Whether or not you want that or not, but what did I do here? It's backwards.
Yeah, upside down and backwards. Like I said, like the ambulance, you know? I think I should do the ambulance signs, you know?
I have no idea how that happened. All right, here we go. So you just got 9th, correct? No, 10th? 9th. Yes. Yeah, all right, here we go. So Dave D. All right. 9th overall. All right, who's next? Here we go. 10th overall pick. And that's nowhere getting out of there. That's Kevin at 10. Congratulations, Kevin.
Whipper. Congratulations to the Whipper.
Congratulations to the Whipper. Another Flab refugee there. Here we go.
Flab refugee, like I said, you know. Like I said, it's a good for Flipper. Like I said, another guy who drafts really good teams.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I like playing.
Like I said, like I said, he's had some solid drafts. Like it's two great drafts in Flab that we had.
Kevin it is. Kevin sitting at number 10. All right, so this is the big moment. It comes down to Dave. It comes down to Steve, who gets, at this point in time, the new number 1, which is number 12. He gets to make that first-round pick in the second round, if that's how you look at things. Here we go.
Come on, Dave Hurlison. Nothing.
I don't think it's going to.
Dave's going to get 12.
Dave does get 12.
So we're the 11th pick.
Steve Lepre gets the 11th overall pick. Still a pretty good pick, leaving Dave. So I'll just throw those up so I can remember later. So yeah, pretty good. I think it's good. There's lots of good players to go around here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think we're going to see some surprises. I don't expect to see the exact same order as what we had seen earlier.
Well, no, I absolutely not.
No. So we'll get there. Dave Herlifson thrown in here at number 12. It is a snake draft. If you're new to
it
this,
is a snake draft. So Herlifson gets the first pick in the second round, so he gets 2 in a row.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. He just said, I win. I go, you're right, buddy. You do win.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good spot to be. You can't really go wrong. I'm putting this in even though you already know because it helps me to look back at it later because this will save it. So yeah, let's get back.
Congrats,
here.
Dave. That actually, you know what? 12. You can't go wrong with 12. You got 2 picks in a row.
Yeah. So hey, there we go, guys. We're at our first season of CFFL. We hope everybody gets committed, has a good time. You know, be active in the chat if you want to be. At least keep during this until the season starts. You know, you don't really need to keep notifications on. If it's important, I'll ping you. We'll just ping you or we'll text you directly. But as we get closer to the season, and we've already got our draft date, we know that we're gonna get some more details. August 30th, correct?
Yes.
Yep. We're going to get some more details, and maybe we'll be able to get together for that draft and have a live draft. That's been our goal. We'd love to do that. It's there. If you've never done a live draft, they are a ton of fun. You're sitting around with the guys. You're drinking some beers. You're having some food. It's a blast, right? If you're far away,
it is a blast, and hopefully the restrictions do lift off that we can get together.
Hopefully.
And you know what, boys? Like I said, it is all about the mockery.
It's bragging rights, boys.
It's bragging rights, like I said. And you know what? Like in the chat, like it says, especially when the season starts, I'll be honest with you, gents. Like I said, you're gonna hear a lot of Niner talk from me and Adam because we're both diehards.
Yeah.
Talk about your teams, man. Derek talk about the Lions. Herlison's a Bears fan, right?
I didn't know that. I had no idea. I see a Bears.
No,
logo.
I'm asking that. Dave, tell me in the chat. Tell us in the chat what team are you a fan of? Whatever team you're a fan of, the Falcons, the Green Bay Packers. You know, we rise the cheese sets all the time, but talk about your teams freely, guys. Like I said, be proud of your teams, like it says, and be angry with your teams, whatever it may be. Like I said, this is all about being open and having a good time. And listen to we want to hear everybody's stories.
Kevin's questioning together for live draft. We're going to try. Obviously, you know, you're so far away. If you happen to be back in the area, great. If you're not, then what we'll do is at the live draft, now that we are all Zoom masters, we will connect up a Zoom and connect guys who aren't able to, and we will run the live draft. Even like all the live draft software we use will be easily be able to work with Zoom, and you'll be able to see, you'll be able to make your picks. Everything will be just fine. We're going to work that all out, and if we can't get together, then we'll have a Zoom draft. We'll just all be on Zoom, and we'll do that if that's the way we're going to be as far as protocol go for COVID-19. But it should be a fun season. As soon as the season starts, we want everyone to, you know, have fun, be active when you can. Life comes first, we know. But, you know, fill your lineups. Don't leave gaps. Those kind of things that are cardinal sins in fantasy football. We want it to be a good league, a fun league, a properly competitive league. By that, I mean just everybody plays, so it's all good and fair. No free wins for anybody. And have a great time. We can't wait to meet the rest of you guys who maybe we haven't met.
Yeah, like I said, I know myself. Like I said, I'm looking forward to meet, like I said, Ryan and a few others. Like I said, that I haven't had the privilege of meeting, and I believe Eric as well too.
Yeah.
You know, and so brothers, just have a good. I mean, family comes first and foremost. Family comes first. The spiritual matters come first. You know, our love for Jehovah comes first.
Absolutely.
You know what? Hey, you know what? This is our time to enjoy together as friends and brothers. And like I said, let's just have a great time. And like I said, and just show the brotherly love, whether it be through mockery or bragging rights, whatever it may be.
So like this is
bragging about your team.
Yeah, for sure. This is us signing off. This will be
Adam,
it for now.
It was great. It was great doing this together, bud.
Yeah, it was good. It reminded me of our podcast days, Dave. It felt great to get back and do some stuff with you.
Hey, who knows? Like I said, there's no reason why we can't do a CFFL podcast. Guys, let us know if you want one. We'll.
Yeah, we could put together a podcast. We'll see. And here's what. And just to sign off, the only sign off line I think that would be appropriate is "Go Niners."
Go Niners, exactly.
Go Niners.
The number one, my pick at 9, George Kittle.
Gentlemen, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the chat. Take care. Take care, Dave.
You too, my bud. Sad and family.
Bye-bye.